Hi guys, Sarkinja here. We are back with another comic book. Today we have Venom number 5. This is the Ewing run and the Ram V run. And it's been pretty dang good so far. It's kind of got like a tenant deal going on or an inception deal where there's a lot of pieces moving around and we're not sure how they all line up. Luckily, this book is answering some questions. It's highlighting Meridius, the guy who shows up in that first book, the villain, the big bad appearing seemingly guy that we're really leaning into here. Oh, before I forget, if you guys could like, comment, or subscribe. I got tons of these comic videos coming out. I'm keeping up with weekly releases, releasing these short videos a week or two behind the books coming out, so you can either follow along with the series or you can just get a quick synopsis of the book before you grab it in case you were thinking about or you're on the fence with it. Yeah, if you have any requests, send them in through to me. If you think I can do anything better, let me know that as well. But to dive back in, this storyline so far has been pretty interesting. You have Eddie Brock, which after the events of the King in Black is essentially the new King in Black, which essentially means he is a god. He can bounce his consciousness to any symbiote anywhere, and he's also like kind of in the Avengers, kind of in this group, kind of in the Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of in this, because he's got these symbiotes everywhere. He's kind of passing information around. He can do a lot of good. He can help a lot. He's got symbiotes all over, and he can jump to them all. With that, he's still kind of learning this power, and he's also detaching himself from his own body and reality a bit to be in this consciousness. And that kind of stinks for his son, who is somewhat neglected because his dad is just kind of gone all the time now, because his dad is now a higher consciousness that's doing a lot of things all the time. But the Venom symbiote is actually the only one that Eddie can't take over, and he's kind of like its own special symbiote, which I think is just from being bonded with humans for a long time. They haven't really dove into that, but this book involves ties back to the first one when Eddie slips through time, because that's apparently something King in Blacks can do. Kings in Black is probably the better way to say that. Something they can do is kind of shift their consciousness through time, and he disappears and you kind of don't know where, and then it kind of cuts to Meridius at the end of that book, and you're like, well, this guy doesn't look like a good guy. That's where we're left, and then it kind of cuts back to his son Dylan and what's happening with him, what's happening with Venom, and stuff like that, and his dad, and things are all weird. Like his dad comes in and talks to him, but his dad also calls him on the phone at the same time, and it's very, we're playing 4D time chess and no one knows what we're doing except for us type deal. So I'll jump into spoilers of the book here. Not much action happened in this one, just a bunch of answers. And I think it's probably going to be more spoiler than anything. So let's jump into it. Eddie comes out of this pool. Meridius is there. Meridius gives him a tour. Apparently this garden that Meridius has created is made out of symbiotes that are kind of in like a form of stasis. So Meridius is able to shape them to be essentially a garden. And Meridius brings them over, and there's actually more Kings in Black that have gotten there the same way that Eddie has. Through that, it's revealed that Meridius is also trapped in the garden. He can go backwards in time. It seems the others can also go backwards in time, but something is wrong. It doesn't really tell you what yet, but like Meridius is clearly in charge here, and he's got the other Kings in Black. Meridius is also a King in Black, I should mention if that's not obvious. He's just a future version of it. And it turns out that Meridius is actively causing all of the trouble that Eddie is having in his own timeline. Like in the first book, one of his symbiotes like goes rogue essentially and kills a bunch of passengers, and Eddie couldn't do anything about it, and I believe he kills it right in front of him as well, because Eddie actually names the nameless symbiotes, and he like remembers their names, so he kind of has like a more special connection with them. And so like it to kill people, he can't control it, and it kills itself in front of him is also fairly devastating. This is pretty much as far as we've gotten in the book, so we got to wait for more to come out. But we have Venom running around causing chaos. We got Dylan, I believe, being arrested by some company, but Dylan does end up escaping, I believe. It's a lot of chaos, and it's pretty much Tenet or Inception. Like, it's almost being written by Christopher Nolan at this point, where time is just looping and things are happening for reasons, and it seems like Eddie, in some timeline or version of himself, is fighting back or resisting or has his own plan going on, because the Eddie that we've seen hasn't yet done anything, but he did call Dylan in the first book to warn him to go somewhere else, and it's chaotic. It's definitely chaotic, and we're going to see where it goes. There's been good action. This one was more of just a storyline connecting some dots, and I assume in the next one we are also going to see some more action, because in the end of book 4, Murdius lets out Bedlam, which is a giant red king in black, and I think he's going to go fight Dylan as Venom in current time. So I think that's our expectation for 4. So we'll see where that goes. And that's all I got for this book. It's been good. It's Ewing writing it, who was writing Immortal Hulk, which was a huge deal. So we'll see how this one shakes out. Hopefully he can write a stronger ending than he did for Immortal Hulk, because I didn't understand it. It went over my pea brain. But yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, and share if you feel like it, and watch some of the other ones too while you're at it. Thank you.